Hello, hello, and today we're going to be going over the Magician Souls engines, and a lot of times I've seen people running their decks with the incorrect ratios, and so we're going to go over the math on that, which I love to do is go over the math. But first, who doesn't know about the Magician Souls? A brief overview on it, really fast. The Magician Souls engine is a draw engine that lets you generate a lot of advantage on your turn. What you do is you can if this Magician Souls is in your hand, you can send from your deck to the graveyard a level 6 or higher spellcaster to special summon this Magician Souls from your hand. Then, when it's on the field, you can send up to 2 spell or traps from your hand or field to the graveyard and draw that many cards. So it's a nice draw too. It can get rid of a lot of spells. Some spells love to go into the graveyard, like Metal Foes Fusion. I was talking about some of the toy cards in the last video. So many cards love to be discarded, or again, if they're just extra bulk, great way to draw engine. And to search that, you have Illusion of Chaos is able to search you Magician Souls, because all you have to do is reveal an Illusion of Chaos and add a Dark Magician or a non-ritual card monster that mentions it, which Magician Souls does, add it from your deck to your hand, and then you place 1 card from your hand on top of your deck. Illusion of Chaos can search Magician Souls. Magician Souls can then send the Illusion of Chaos to the graveyard, so they have a nice little symbiotic relationship there. And then Preparation of Rites, very interesting, can search the Illusion of Chaos. So what does that look like, right? So we have, yes, Rites is actually kind of backwards. Rites ends up searching the Illusion of Chaos. The Illusion of Chaos will search the Magician Souls, and the Magician Souls, if you have an extra Preparation of Rites, can send that to the graveyard to start drawing cards. So they have a nice little relationship there. But now here's where the conundrum starts. It's all interconnected, but some people might have only 3 extra free spots in their deck. Some people have 7 spots. How many cards do you use of this engine? Do you use 3 Magician Souls, 2 Illusion of Chaos, 1 Preparation of Rites? What's the correct ratios to run if you're running this connected engine? Well, I'm going to go over every iteration of it mathematically too. If you have these spots, if you have 1 available, 2 available, 3, all the way up to 9. So let's jump right in. It's very easy, right? Starting from the beginning, if you have 1 spot available, well, right, you have a 39 card deck list. If you only got 1 spot available, well, it's going to go to Magician Souls. Just make sure that you do have a level 6 or higher spellcaster monster to send to the graveyard. So you can have a Diabell Star engine, you can have it works good in Spiral, has a lot of high level spellcasters are in a lot of different decks, so a lot of different engines. Just make sure that you have a level 6 or higher spellcaster if you want to use Magician Souls, and make sure you have enough spell cards too, a good balance between those. Now, what if you have 2 slots available? Here comes the fun part, right? We have 2 spots available. Do we use 2 Magician Souls, right? Or do we use Magician Souls and an Illusion of Chaos, right? Because Illusion of Chaos will search the souls, and there you go, right? So, funny enough, the answer to this question has to do with 1 card, and that card is Droll and Lockbird. Yes, Droll and Lockbird has a heavy influence on whether or not you should run option A or option B here. You see, let's use an example. Let's pretend right now Droll and Lockbird is currently being used in about 20% of decks, and in those 20% of the decks, they're ran at 3. So what you're going to do is we do 20% times 33%, right? Iterated as 0.2 times 0.3, and we get 6.6%. There's a 6.6% chance you're going to be drolled if Droll is being used 20% of the time. So, very interesting. And this isn't that statistics comes from the 33 comes from the amount of times in a 40 card deck you draw 5. You have about a 33% chance to get Droll if you run it at 3. So that's where these numbers come from. And you're going to have a 6.6% chance to get drolled. So that's not that bad. I would run the Magician Souls and the Illusion of Chaos. But where does it get bad? It gets bad is, let's say Droll is starting to run at 45%. So when Super Heavy Samurais was a thing, it actually got jacked up to, I believe, about 60% usage rate or higher. So once I would say Droll sees a rise in usage of about 45, then you should use option A here, the 2 Magician Souls. Otherwise, you want to use this package right here if you have 2 slots available, because the odds of getting drolled now go up to about 15%. And I always like to have an 85% chance to do my plays. So once you start going over that, now you're over that amount of chance. So yeah, 100 minus 85 is 15. So there you go. So depending on Droll, that's what you're going to do. Now, what if you have 3 spaces available in your deck, right? You have a 37 card deck. Do you run one of each? Do you run all 3 Magician Souls, right? Just to get something out? Or do you run some kind of amalgamation of the 2, some kind of combination, right? Like Magician Souls, 2 Chaoses, or 2 Souls and 1 Chaos. What's the correct thing to do? Well, let's jump into that, right? So nice and simple, I'll tell you right now, the math clearly states you don't want to run the amalgamation, right? Don't even worry about that Frankenstein hybrid. The math says we're either going to want to run of each or just all 3 Magician Souls. And again, that comes down to Droll and Lockbird. The same thing, those same numbers as before actually still apply here. You want to, if Droll is being used at above a 45% usage rate, you're going to want to run just the 3 Magician Souls. If Droll is used under that, then go ahead and use that, because if you use Rites, and to search Chaos, now you get Drolled, right? So Chaos won't be able to add Souls, Soul won't be able to do the stuff. So that's why Souls on its own can just draw 2. You might get Drolled there. So that's why if Droll is heavily used, you're going to want to stick to 3 Magician Souls. Otherwise, you're going to want to run one of all 3. Now, what if you got 4 spots available in your deck? Here's where the fun starts getting. This is what I like it. Oh, and before I start getting to there, I really quickly wanted to say that's my logo that I usually use, but I recently jumped out to my community to have some artists commission me some art as well. So I might be going into a logo change. Look how beautiful these designs are. I just want to give a round of applause to the artists that have drawn me these. Let me know in the comments below which one of these you think maybe I should switch my logo to, because I just did this in my spare time, just having some fun. But these are absolutely beautiful masterpieces. And yeah, so let me know. So I'm so happy to have this artwork, and that these artists did a wonderful job. I'm not going to mention them because I don't know if they want to be mentioned. If you want to be mentioned, just leave a comment, and I will the next video I'll definitely mention everything you want. So because I'm so happy of this work. And by the way, if you want to see more, and I love giving back to the community, I had these commissioned, by the way, thanks to the money that the videos gave me, so I'm able to give back to the community. I'm actually going to be hosting a tournament too, so come join the Discord, and we're going to do a community tournament. We're going to start doing that. That's more of the ways I can give back. So come subscribe, join the channel, and all of that fun stuff. And we've got some tournaments upcoming in the Discord, so look out for that. Anyways, so yeah, tell me which logo you like. Now we've got 4 spots for the Chaos Engine, and now we're either going to be, remember we had the 1 of each, which kind of won, or you had 3 of a kind, right? Because of Droll. Well, here's the thing. The 4th one, now, if we're adding Illusion of Chaos, we're going to be Drolled anyways. So the easy part now is once we hit 4, we don't have to worry about Droll anymore, because we're susceptible to Droll anyways. So you don't have to worry about just running the 3. Now you're running these 3 plus 1 additional card. And is that additional card going to be an additional Souls, Chaos, or Preparation of Rites? Well, I'll tell you right now, the math says that you don't want to run Chaos. You're either going to want to run, interestingly enough, Preparation of Rites or Magician Souls. And the winner of that actually turns down less to math, but more practical matters as the kind of deck you're playing. And if you're playing a control deck, you actually want to run another copy of Magician Souls. And the reason why is because you have the opportunity to resolve Magician Souls twice in a match, in a duel, and control decks generally seem to last longer, and that's the case there. So if you're running a control deck where you might want to have a chance to use Magician Souls twice, then you're going to want to run an additional copy of Magician Souls. Now, if you're running a combo deck where, you know, you're trying to just make sure you get your play, set up a big negate board or something, then preparation of rites is the correct choice, because now you have an additional preparation of rites in your hand more often than not, and that means an additional card drawn, which means you can continue your combos, etc., etc. So the additional preparation of rites helps you there more so than the Magician Souls. You'd rather see like more of a mix than seeing 2 Magician Souls in your hand. Very, very interesting. Let's move on to 5 cards. And now here's where also the fun begins. So we know now we didn't need the Illusion of Chaos, but we had the control deck and the combo deck, right? And so this is going to kind of fall into a tree. If you're following this control path, the next card you're going to want, if you have 5 free spaces, right? So if you had a 35 card deck, you want to run these 3 plus souls, and now you want an Illusion of Chaos, right? The next one in the line. Now, if you're running that combo deck, remember, we wanted to see the preparation of rites just because we could send more preparation of rites off of souls. So that means you're going to want to run 3 of these, and then you're just going to want to load up on the rites. Just get 2 more of those. Boom, boom, bada bing, bada boom. That's what you need. So that's going to allow you to either draw more or to, again, to get your combos more succinct and more, I want to say, like more milled and more focus that way. So this is the way you're going if you're doing control, and then that's the way you're going if you're doing combo. Let's move on to if you have 6 spots now. Here's the fun. So here we go. We're right here, right? We have these 3. Well, for doing control, we're this way. We're doing combo this way. So the next control card is going to want the preparation of rites. Very simple. You just follow the line in the combo. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you just want to keep it nice and organized. You still want to keep, the math was saying to me, and I'm not going to show all the numbers because if you want the exact numbers, I could tell you in the Discord. Come join the Discord. I'll show you those hard numbers. I don't want to confuse the newer players. So you're just going to want to go down the line again. Do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nice and simple. Because again, you'll probably want to do the combo twice, and you still want the best odds to see each card and not get too much or too many. While the combo deck actually breaks off again. You're going to either want to go Magician Souls or the Illusion of Chaos for that 6th pick. And if you're running a mid-range combo deck, you're going to want the Magician Souls, where you have an opportunity to maybe do it twice. But if you're doing an all-in combo where you're just setting up that beefy negate board and you throw everything on the table, all or nothing, you're going to want the Illusion of Chaos. So that's how you're going to want to run it. And that has more to do with practicality than math. And speaking of which, I'm going to give you the last 3 right now, all at the bat, because now here it comes very, very simple. So with the control deck, right, we went 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you followed this twice. And then depending on if you're playing a control deck that you kind of wanted to go 5 turns at a maximum, you're going to want to go 6, 7, 8, right? But if you're playing like a super long, really grueling stun deck or something like that, and it's going 6+ turns, you're going to want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're 7, 8, 9. Basically, the only thing that flips is you're adding a Magician Souls before the preparation of rites. So if you have, let's say, 8 cards available, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you leave out the Illusion of Chaos. If you had 32 card decks and you had 8 spots left for your engine, that's how you would run it. Now, let's look at the combo. So, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, we loaded up on the rights. And depending on if we went mid-range or all in, 6. These 2 are interchangeable. The math said that you could go either one, first or second. So 7, 8, it didn't really matter. I didn't find too big a variance there. But your 9th card, you do want it to be that last Illusion of Chaos for mid-range decks. While again, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and for the all-in, you're going to want to go another one of those, and then 8 and 9 are actually the last souls there. So that's how you're going to want to run your Magician Souls engine. And what's really good about the Magician Souls engine that I found, again, it works, it reminded me because it works so good with Toy Box, Toy Vendor. I just did a video on it. And a lot of people were talking about, oh, you didn't talk about the Magician Souls package that goes well with Toy Box. And I was like, you know what, you're right. But speaking of which, I noticed that the people I was talking to about in the Discord, they weren't running the right, like everybody was disagreeing on the ratios to run on it. So I just wanted to come out and say this is the ratios that you want to run for these decks that, again, that can throw things to the graveyard with Magician Souls, right? Toy Vendor loves to go to the graveyard. The cards from Toy Box like to go to the graveyard. Artifacts cards like to go to the graveyard. Metal Foes Fusion likes to go to the graveyard. There's a lot of cards. Trivi Karma likes to go to the graveyard. A lot of the tier cards like to go to the graveyard, etc., etc. Anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more math and more cool stuff. I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace. Oh, and let me know which art you thought was the best too.